Well, I just got back into town from being away for a whole week, and I did not have anyone water my garden. Probably just because I was a coward and was afraid to ask anybody, because my garden is ridiculously big compared to anyone else I know who gardens here, and I didn't want to put that on somebody. So I spent my whole week thinking about drip irrigation, and I came back and was like prepared for a dead garden, and it must have rained despite what I saw on the radar, because it is looking really good. Let me show you. Here's an overview of my first raised bed. I have a bunch of peppers here in the front. I have radishes back there. I have bolting arugula here, all the white flowers. And in the back are some cherry tomatoes. And then overall, even some Thumbelina zinnias are blooming, and I'm loving that color so much. This is the second bed with my bolting green onions that I grew from seed last year, and green onions I planted from the store, which might actually be bolting too. And then I have peppers, and then here in the middle sections I have beets. So I want to go do a close-up on those beet roots. I've said in past videos that if I can grow beets this year, it'll like make my whole spring, and I'm actually seeing beet roots, and those might need to be harvested. I am so thrilled because I even have trouble growing radishes where I am. I am just not great at the root crops, but these are Chioggia beets. They look legit. And then I'm so excited because I have one other kind of beet. Let's see. I haven't been here in a week. I'm like forgetting things. These beets. Oh my goodness, look at that. There's some red variety. I'm forgetting the name. Probably Detroit dark red. Everything's grown up so much I can't see the tags. I'm gonna have homegrown beets. That's incredible. I'm very surprised. And honestly, the best beets I have here are ones that I transplanted. Oh my goodness. Yeah, like I did what Charles Dowding, I think, does, and he transplants. So I did that. And I have these cages here so squirrels wouldn't dig them up when they were small, but now they're big. They don't need that protection. And guys, one of the things I'm so excited about are all these peas. I'm gonna pick them tonight. But when I left a week ago, I had a few baby peas forming right out of the flowers. But look, I have peas all the way up this trellis. So I'm gonna harvest a lot of those tonight. Maybe some I'll save for seed if they're too far gone. This is the third bed. Here I have some shorter pepper varieties, like Trinidad Scorpion, Scotch Bonnet, Habanero, and some little bitty basils, which I transplanted, and I thought those are not going to make it a week without water, but they did. Everything's really dry. I'm going to water it today. Some peppers in the back, Buena Mulata there. You can tell by those purple flowers. My tomato, I have an Isis candy cherry tomato right there. And look at these peppers, and you see those purple ones? Those are some sugar magnolia. I did not get those to produce peas for me last year. They were killed by a frost before I got any production. It is so exciting to see those purple peas. I'll get up close to show you those. Here's one of the purple peas. How cool! And this wild bed is quickly becoming one of my favorites because I have a wall of peas here all along the back. And I have some tomatoes that need to be tied up more. I tied them up before I left, and they already grew like another foot. I have my bachelor buttons, and then I have some beans. These are my dragon tongue bush beans that I planted impulsively like a week and a half ago, and they germinated so quickly. These look really good. So I bet I can take off the cage now because they have such a good overgrowth. Nothing's gonna dig in there. And then I have my garlic and my basil, a really good sized basil. And even some of the little ones I planted down here are actually still making it, so I need to pinch him back. He was not big enough to pinch when I left. Here is the shade garden, all in one little view. So here it is. We'll go walking through there. We'll start with the middle for the first time. Normally I go from the side, but oh, our yard is also overgrown because we have been away for a week, so we will get that mowed soon. But my straw flowers are massive right here, and then my Gomphrita's catching up. Even the little scrawny guy up front, let's see if he made it. I don't know if he made it. That's okay, it looks like a lot of them did. And then my chives are still blooming. My lettuce patch, we need to go see if it's bolting. Okay, something dug in my lettuce patch. The creepy little squirrels probably. But my lettuce looks better than ever. It is not bolting from what I can see. Some of it's just kind of tall. I mean, that might be bolting, not sure. But overall, my lettuce is still good. It looks like we have salads for at least another couple weeks. So this little scrawny patch is an open space. It's an opportunity for me. I have some Oklahoma mixed zinnias that have been chewed on, but they might come back. I have a runt jalapeno back here. I have some sort of flower there, and then I have lettuce that I just haven't watered yet, so those seeds didn't pop up on their own. It's been very, very dry here this last week. But I'm excited to see my cucamelons. All 3 of them are doing so well. They have exceeded the height of the trellis I gave them. So see that one there? He's gone all the way up past my strings, and I gave him like 5 or 6 extra rows, and he climbed all of them. So here's an up close of my cucamelon trellis. All the way up, that guy, he exceeded what I had given him room for, and I had added these like 5 or 6 before I left. There's a plane overhead, but here's my Thumbelina zinnia. That's a low-flying plane. He's gonna be yellow, which is nice. The others were pink. And then around here I tucked some sunflowers, but they've taken a hit. Like, I pulled that one out just now because it got totally ripped out. And that's why you plant a lot of things, I guess. So further down here, I have my little scrawny patch of marigolds. Something is eating those. I don't know what. It's hilarious to me that the marigolds are having a hard time because I had too good of luck with marigolds last year. Then I have some foxgloves and then sunflowers tucked in between the foxgloves. And beyond that, you can see my little oregano bed, some foxgloves, some parsley, my rosemary plant right behind my cucamelons here, and my nasturtium patch is huge. We'll go look at that a little bit. So these are the shadier 2 rows. But we'll go down at the end here now and look at the greens. Okay, so in front of my greens I have some Cool Breeze violas from Botanical Interests, and a couple have bloomed, but they're not blue like I expected. The first flower is already done for. They honestly have a little bit of a purple yellow look, which is not what I wanted. So I'll have to double check my pack, but they're definitely more purple than blue. Maybe I got a different variety. So for greens, I have some bolting kale, but that's nothing new. It's been bolting for like a month and a half. I need to harvest a bunch and see how good it is. And then I have my little transplanted lettuce patch, which is hilarious that I transplanted this when my direct sown lettuce has been so amazing. Now, the difference in varieties, this is improperly labeled. I should probably just take that out. It's not an oak leaf. My Merlot lettuce back here is doing fine. My one bib lettuce honestly looks a lot like these. Maybe that's mislabeled too. This one might be in the bib. I think at this point in the winter greens, I was just kind of disappointed in my lettuce. But the green tango is doing well, although I'm not excited about having to clean that. And then this is Ice Queen lettuce, which I'm not so sure I like. I won it for free on an Instagram contest, so I'm grateful for it, but like, it doesn't look like any lettuce I've ever seen. I'm not sure if I'm excited about that. Well, I'll have to taste it. My Snapdragon patch is looking stunning. Thank goodness they survived because I was not ready for them to be over. They are somewhat wilty. I tore out the violas, but man, I'm about to make some bouquets. Look at the tall pink one. Those are all just miscellaneous ones. I think one of them is like Apple Blossom from In My Gardener, and the other one is just like a tall blend that I got from Lowe's. And then this is new. Patch of sunflowers of various kinds. Elves Blend is this first row. They're going to be big, fat, and short. And then I've got a Lemon Queen back there. And then those 2 right here with the huge leaves are Big Smile. So I'll take us a little closer just for a glance. But got those sunflowers. They made it. Everybody made it. This is the sunniest of my rows. So we'll walk down here together just briefly. My bachelor button back here, he's making it. He's definitely more petite than the ones in the full sunnier beds, but I think that's because he got transplanted twice in his life, so he's had some trauma. And then hilariously, my pumpkins that I popped in, looks like they have a second one. Look at that little guy. He is not supposed to be there. He must have been mixed in the soil when I planted the other two, so I'll have to take him out. Those are the pumpkins my friend gave me. Oh, my cosmos are starting to like set up buds. They're so little you can barely see them. We'll go on that way. So a little past the cosmos, I have some other squash-like things. So here's my North Georgia candy roaster. Looks like it's starting to set some flowers. I'm not seeing any eggs on it, but then again, I haven't thoroughly checked it. That's happy to see. They're looking really good. Both of them look like they're going to flower soon. And then next to it, I have my Seminole pumpkins, which are not looking as hardy, but they're making it. They're making it. And we'll come look at these guys. So here in the front part, I have to check the tags. It's been a little while. Sugar pie pumpkin. Look at those guys about to bloom. Sugar pie pumpkin. These are cantaloupe. They're the midget cantaloupe from In My Gardener, and they really are so petite. It's kind of hilarious how small they are. And then in the back here I have pole beans. They're my rattlesnake pole beans. Look like they're having mixed success. They're not looking so great. I might need to plant more. And then here, this is a Seminole pumpkin because I just had a lot of good germination with those. But I see in the back I lost a watermelon. Straight up gone. Okay. That's alright. Lost the blacktail. Had to have a few casualties. So I'll show you the most sunny spot of this garden. So this is the sunniest spot, and I have in the front here supposed to be some sugar baby watermelon, but they may not have germinated yet because it's so dry. I did transplant a couple watermelons up here. So this is a sugar baby that I transplanted, and there's a blacktail mountain watermelon. And then along the back I have different zinnias, and they all made it. Some Oklahoma mix, Lilliput. I pinched those bigger ones off. That's paying off already. More Oklahoma mix, Envy, and oh, what's that big one? That's a Seminole pumpkin. To round out my shade garden, I'll show you my herb beds here. They get the shadiest spot. I have my Greek oregano, thriving, honestly. It's doing really well. I think it's 3 seedlings, but they look like 4 because this one has grown. My lemon thyme, my common thyme, some parsley that overwintered and is bolting, my green onions, my common oregano, bolting cilantro, and I'll go down and we'll take a look at those nasturtiums. I did want to stop and acknowledge that we are looking at the first gomphrena bud. That's going to be so cute. Strawberry Fields gomphrena. So for the nasturtiums, I've got my jewel blend here in the front, and also my kale looks really good. I haven't sprayed anything on it, and it's actually big enough for me to pick from now, so I'll be trying out my dazzling blue kale for the first time. Some of that is lacinato, and then this is the dazzling blue, which is hilarious because it looks just like lacinato. Oh, we have some of the cream. We have lots of nasturtiums to look at. We'll get closer. I'm just so thrilled that my nasturtiums bloomed because last year they did not bloom very much back here in the shade. This is an orchid cream nasturtium. Stunning. I have another bloom that looks a little older. And then my jewel blend nasturtium over here has gone crazy. Already done with one. Orange. That is so fabulous. I'm really grateful that I'm getting such good blooms. So this is good for the shade garden. We'll go look at my other 2 beds in the pots if I have time. So with the pots, the potatoes look like they need some water. The sage surprisingly looks like it needs some water. I cut off its blooms for a bouquet. My mint lemon balm is looking a little saggy. My chamomile blossoms are putting their leaves down because it's getting late, but also their foliage is really dying off. This German chamomile is an annual, so I'll want to plant more if I want to keep harvesting more after this flush. Oh, and lavender is not looking happy. I don't know if that's just the blooms are done. This is my Spanish lavender. I don't know if I should cut those off or if it's just dry. I mean, it is dry, but I don't know if that's why the flowers are like that. Some potatoes, they might need to be fertilized. They're looking a little pale too. This Greek oregano is doing better than the shade garden. And the soil's a little damp. I don't know if I had like a watering fairy or what. Over here, I'm just most impressed that my borage looks good. I've never had my borage bloom. And this guy, I mean, I might have to up pot him again. And my fig tree is making it. And my parsley is bolting. So these are my two full sun beds. My Boston cucumber is vining out, which is new because it didn't have any of that when I left. So I've tied it off to the trellis to help it find its way. And then my other Boston cucumber is actually looking really good. I have a bunch of peppers, a little bit droopy. Looks like some of them have already flowered and might be setting their first fruits. That's crazy. This is Alessia pepper. And then I have really poor germination on some beans. We'll go look at that. So I have some basil success. Those little guys have all gotten big enough to pinch. And I have had my provider bush beans do pretty poorly, but this area just gets so dry. I planted triple the seeds in there that you see, so I need to just plant more in between and move on. And then I have some peppers. Oops, yes, peppers, but more tomatoes. These are my Sun Gold, and then I have a Super Sweet 100 as well up here. And on the Super Sweet 100, yeah, that's this one, I see my first cherry tomatoes that I just happen to have noticed right there. So we're gonna have some little red cherry tomatoes really soon. This is my other full sun bed. I have my heavy hitter okra, a weed, 100% germination on my sugar baby watermelon. And we'll look at the other half of the bed. So here in the middle, I have a mammoth sunflower, a lemon queen sunflower. And these are cool. These are the rat tail radish, and they have quintupled in the last week. So you don't grow them for the root, you grow them for the seed pod. And I think I'll get a lot of good seed pods out of this because I have like 5 or 6 healthy plants. And then I have a sugar baby watermelon, more borage because I was worried about my other borage. And then I have cosmos and zinnia. Some buds I see, I just pinched off the cosmos before I left, and they are just loving it. So now they are really multi-pronged beasts. That's the pinch from a week ago. That's incredible. And then here in the back, I have another mammoth. We'll see how big they get. I don't know. He's happy. Okay, I did it. Now I'm about to water the garden, so thank you for tuning in. Please like and subscribe if you want to see more updates like this. And otherwise, I hope you have a great rest of your day.